Committee, www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Devine Intervention at AM 1400 with Mayor Matt Bemrich.
Boss, head man, top dog, big cheese, the head honcho.
Call now, 515-955-1400.
And the big cheese is here. Matt Bemrich is here. Another day older and deeper in debt, ladies and gentlemen.
That's so very true.
Anyway, if you have a question or comment for Mayor Matt Bemrich, of course, it's 515-955-1400. And during the election season, we're only going to have Matt here till 4:30. We're going to rotate Charles Clayton and Representative Ann Meyer until the election, which I hope is over tonight, if not sooner.
Yeah, it is political season.
It really is political
you
season.
Listen to the ads on the radio or watch the evening news or any of that. It's just that's all there's on there.
I know.
All that's on there is political ads.
Well, from what I've seen so far, that everything bad in history that's ever happened is Trump's fault, and Joe Biden's demented. I don't know anything else about it.
I've got those two items down.
Oh God, I don't know, but well, we all know that. I hope someday.
And I can't remember which one took dark money or ruined businesses, but there's a Senate seat in Iowa open too, and one of them did one of those two things. It's like, holy cow! We like to watch Wheel of Fortune when we have dinner. Sometimes Michelle and I and the boys. It just depends if dinner's ready around that time or if we're eating a little late or a little early. And the boys and Michelle and I are sitting there the other night, and in that some of those ads come on, and they're like, "God, no one has anything nice to say at all." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's right, boys. It's
well, I don't expect anything nice.
They do show some ads where they talk about what they want to do, but they don't tend to show them as often as they show the ads about trying to say the other person's a terrible person, or did a terrible thing, or
is ugly,
or represented something incorrectly, or whatever it might be. But boy, that's all there really is on TV from about 4:30 to 7 o'clock, and then I usually switch to Netflix or something. I don't have a lot of political ads on there.
But tonight we've got St. Edmunds live in town.
Yes, we do. And the NFL's kicking off tonight.
That's right. That's right. And so I had the St. Edmund boys in here this morning.
I saw a picture on Facebook.
And
it's awesome.
Nice group of young men.
Yeah, good group of young guys.
Yeah. And Coach Dillon, of course, good guy, sharp guy.
Coach Dillon is a nice man. Good man, good coach. He's been very successful in his coaching career.
So I hope St. Edmunds does it.
It'd be cool. They haven't been 3-0. Man, you'd probably have to go back to like Landon Pede era. That
I don't think you have to go back that far, do you? When did the last time they went over to the Dome?
That was
8-9 years ago.
Well, I think Landon's 26, so probably like 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Was he on that team? I thought he was.
Was on that last team that went over there. I think the year that the O'Toole kid was a senior, they didn't go to the Dome, but they were still pretty tough. And then Jackson's freshman year, they did okay, and then his sophomore year, I think they won 3. And his junior year, they only won 1, 2. And senior year, they didn't do all that hot.
Yeah, well,
last year was a tough year on them.
It was an impressive group of young men that was in here today, mainly seniors. Brock Jonick, of course, big guy.
He is a big kid.
Yeah,
tall. He's got a lot of reach with those arms.
The Flattery and Lucina legacies continue, and
Schaefer's been a heck of a quarterback. He's been playing for a number of years now, starting, and he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
You can really see he's found his niche this year, and he's moving around to different receivers, mixing the ball up. So that's good for them.
They keep those boys moving too.
Yes, they do. And that team is very fast. A lot of very quick kids on that team.
You going to the game?
I don't think so. It's Carter's birthday.
Oh,
my oldest, and he's home visiting. So we're going to be at home doing some birthday celebration with him.
That's a good. Well, that's a reason. That's definitely a reason. Anyway,
I don't have one playing this year, so
no.
Otherwise, I would have bopped over there even without one playing. Probably tonight, I just ran over and watched part of it.
Is Jackson out of school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is.
He graduated last year.
Okay.
And Grant just decided he didn't want to play football this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
He was out last year. He's a senior.
Senior. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a lot of work. I see those poor kids sometimes.
Right across the street here.
Right across the street all the time. And
Yeah.
the last couple of days I've seen them over there, and I went, oh, man, you really got to.
It's kind of fun to play in the rain, though. I always kind of, back in high school, you get a rain day and a little cool out, and you could go real hard and you don't get overheated. And it's kind of fun to tackle in the rain and slide in the grass. And all that
What
stuff.
position did you play?
I was the center on offense, and on defense, I played either like outside linebacker, or sometimes they'd move me up and like defensive end or something.
So you couldn't run
Just
that fast.
depends.
Huh?
I was fast until about 10th grade, and everybody caught up.
Everybody got it.
Yeah.
No, that's I noticed that as soon as I started coming in toward the end at 50-yard dashes, it was line. Get in the line.
I wasn't that big because I wrestled 160. Like my senior year, I think.
Well,
football,
that's medium size though. That's
160
for college.
Yeah.
Or
When I
high
was
school
a
kid.
senior football, I might have weighed 180, 182, maybe 185 with the pads on. And then I wrestled
football.
160. So yeah, I cut pretty good amount of weight my senior year. I actually got to 152 for one match my senior year, and then got very, very ill and missed like 2 weeks. So my body just was shutting down because I cut so much weight.
I thought when you started out with that story, I went to 152 for one match. I thought he's going to tell me he got pinned.
I did.
Did
I
you
did
really?
get pinned by Corey Jones from Iowa Falls. He was a tough kid. I think he won state at 152 that year. He pinned me, and when I came off the mat, I collapsed. The coach is like, "Uh-oh."
So you can't do that to kids at that age. You can't insist
back
they cut
then
weight.
they used to not check your body fat until like, I don't know, quarter of the way through the season. Now
Yeah.
you have to have it. I think they've got a lot more regulations. I mean, they got to be checked before the season starts, and then throughout the season they check them to make sure they're not cutting too much weight.
I wish I
have some
could.
limitations and stuff. But back then, I mean, the goal was how much weight can you lose? Because the bigger you could be at a
Right.
level or weight,
Right.
the more advantage you had.
Well, that's been proven to be kind of dangerous to a young.
Oh, it was
growing-
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. There's moments
When
in-
you came home for dinner and your dad said you can have a carrot stick and a celery stick.
Let's call
it's
the
a
Department
big-
of Human Services on Greg right
It's
now.
a big night. I get a celery stick to go with my carrot stick.
I don't think there's
And
a
then you'd
statute of
suck on ice
limitations
cubes.
on that.
Yeah.
Let's round up Greg Bemrich
Yeah.
on this charge.
You get about 4 or 5 ice cubes in a glass and just try to suck on them for the evening. And it was not fun.
Sports is educational. We went up to Blue Earth, Minnesota one time, and I realized I was in trouble when I looked across the mat and saw this kid. He was a little bigger than me and pretty strong, and he just tore my head off. I was begging the ref practically to call the pin, please, because he's got his shoulder to my chin, and he's driving my head into the mat, and I just
breathe.
I can't breathe, and this is
Can't
serious
breathe. I
pain.
can't move. I think my neck's broken.
Oh God!
Please.
Actually, we went home, and my mom said, "What's wrong with your jaw? It looks like it's all pushed to one side." And I said, "Yeah."
Well, it was over here when I went out. When I came back, it was over here.
Anyway, that poor kid, I saw him wrestle a couple times. He turned out to be a pretty good wrestler, but he was killed in Vietnam. The poor guy.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. Anyway, Matt Bemrich's our guest. We got to talk about city business. And again, if you'd like to ask the mayor a question, 955-1400. Let's talk about the mall. Denny Potts was in here a little bit earlier
Sure.
today. And God, I should have written it down. What did he tell me? That it's something like TIF. What is it?
It's called the Iowa Reinvestment
Thank
Act.
you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
God. All right.
We're exploring that as a potential opportunity there.
You haven't. It's not in effect now, or
Well, that legislation was passed, and it allows a district to be created.
Mhm.
And what it essentially does is allow you to collect the state's portion of the sales tax. And the state collects it and then they reimburse it to you. And you
Okay.
can use it within that district.
All right. Oh, we got a call. Hey, we're really getting someplace now. This is AM 1400 KVFD. You're on the air.
Hello. I was going to ask Matt,
Sure.
what are they going to do with all that brick and demolition from them stores? What are they going to do with that?
I don't know. Haven't asked them that question. I mean, it would either probably get landfilled or they could potentially recycle some of it. I know like the steel, when they tore down Sears, they recycled all that steel.
Right, right.
So I would assume they'll do a similar thing there, but maybe some of the brick, if it's in good shape, they might be able to sell some of that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because it'd be a shame to throw it all away and put it in the landfill.
Yeah.
Like I thought maybe they could go along the riverbank and some of them washouts, they could throw that brick in there.
Well, I mean, it could potentially be something we could use to stabilize a hill or a bank or something like that. I'll have to talk to engineering, and then we'd have to talk to the developer, because technically the demo stuff is the developer's responsibility to either recycle, use, sell, whatever he's going to do. So
yeah,
we might be able to work something out with him.
Well,
It's definitely worth asking that question.
Yeah, because that's a lot of brick to be thrown away.
Yeah. Well, it could even be crushed and used for aggregate for other things too. So
well, crushed brick makes a good driveway.
Yep.
Yes,
They do that out on the East Coast quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You bet. I'll look into it for you.
Okay.
I'll ask
bye.
the question at least. You bet. Thanks for your call.
All right, this is AM 1400 KVFT, the voice of Fort Dodge. By the way, you can see us on my Facebook page. Personal Facebook page is Michael Devine, or you can see it on AM 1400 KVFT, my radio station page, or the Alpha Media website, all of those places. And we have a question coming from online here. Mr. Mayor, is there any upcoming activity for the Decker Industrial Park? And what are your thoughts on developing Duck Island in conjunction with the Riverfront project? Thank you.
Well, I'll start with the Duck Island first, because I think that's a really cool opportunity. I hope there is a plan to do something on Duck Island. Now, would that be like the first thing to get done? Probably not, because I think the first things that'll get done are along the banks of the river itself. But eventually trying to get some kind of a walking bridge over to Duck Island, or some way to get over there and create an opportunity for people to go over and do a little exploring and just be able to get over there, I think is kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
So I'd be all for that. It's a matter of money, time, and those things. But yeah, I like the Duck Island idea. And I know that's been discussed. I think there's a few council members that have brought it up, as well as, hey, could we do something fun with Duck Island? When it comes to Decker Industrial, I believe they have sold some property, and hopefully the person that's purchased it will announce a project there in the near future.
All right. Mayor Matt Bemrich is our guest. Again, you can ask a question online by going to my Facebook page, Michael Devine on Facebook, or AM 1400 KVFT, also on Facebook, or the Alpha Media website. That's three places. And I'm trying to get YouTube. I haven't been successful to get the YouTube site up today, but I'll try to do better. And of course, you can always call. It's the quickest, most efficient way, 955-1400. That's 955-1400. Back to the Crossroads Mall.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to use. Where are we now with the community reinvestment funds?
So we have been working with the developer and a consultant that they have been working with, and now the city is working with, to determine whether or not we could put together an application that makes sense. What would we target that money to be used on in that district? And until we get a little further down the road, I mean, there's a good opportunity there. It definitely could put money that would normally go to the state in sales tax, put it back here and put it to work in our community. So I'm all for getting your tax dollars that you send either to the state or to the federal government, get them back here, put them to work in our community. I think that's a good thing for any mayor or council to be trying to do, is get those tax dollars back here and put them to work. But what we would use that for at this point, I think that's yet to be identified. And there'll be a process to put that together.
Has the weather we've had, it had to have slowed down some of our construction problems.
Definitely. So Veterans Bridge, was supposed to be a really fast turnaround on that closure. That's the bridge that Mike often refers to, the one he can't seem to go 25 miles an hour over.
I can't do it. It's too slow. Too
anyways,
slow.
Veterans Bridge right there by our shop at Bemrich
Speed
Electric and
trap.
Citizens. It's still closed. They haven't been able to work much on it this week because of the weather. So look for that one to maybe be shut down for some extra time. Other than that, I know they've tried to progress on other projects this week. Probably didn't get a lot done on them. But up until this point, they've been going gangbusters. So they have moved rather quickly on a lot of the other projects. I'd love to see First South get done, completed, and get that bad boy open again. Get all the lanes painted and striping done. Because it's just real inconvenient having that closed. You can see the congestion over on 2nd North. You can see some extra congestion on 5th South because people don't have that road that goes through the heart of town to get places.
Just a couple of community announcements here. Mary Kay Daniel through Main Street has invited us to Sundays in the Park. That's tomorrow at 11:30.
Yes, it is. I'll be there.
I would love to go. I hope the weather cooperates a little bit better. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer tomorrow, like in the 60s or something, lower 60s.
I think so.
I hope that the rain doesn't screw up the event. But Sundays in the Park, that's downtown, of course, on the square. And that's 11:30 tomorrow. Yeah, that's a Main Street Fort Dodge event, of course.
Well, my weather on my phone says it's a 50% chance at 11 a.m. and a 60% chance at noon of rain.
Well, we don't want to hear that, Matt.
So
Change it. You're
let's
mayor.
hope that we're 50% dry instead of 50% wet.
All right, we're gonna let you go because we got to get Charles Clayton in here.
You bet.
I think we, if you can get out to St. Edmund Gales game tonight, it should be a good game.
Definitely.
North Union's got a couple of pretty good players there. We have a pretty impressive team there in St. Edmunds this year.
Absolutely.
I don't know where they're going, but they're again. I was very impressed by the young men.
Good young people out for athletics all over our community. I've had the chance to meet a lot of the kids both at senior high and St. Ed's, having kids their age, and got a lot of good, strong athletes in our community right now. We should be very proud and definitely get out and try to support all the Fort Dodge athletes, whether it be volleyball, cross country, football, cheerleaders, even. Get out and support them.
I asked Brock Stonick this morning if he could wrestle his dad to the ground, and he didn't even blink. He said, "Oh yeah."
I bet his dad would.
We'll see where that goes.
He might raise an eyebrow. He might raise. I don't know yet.
All right. Thanks, man.
You bet. Take care.
All right. This is AM 1400 KVFD, the voice of Fort Dodge's 428 News.
Divine Intervention at AM 1400 with Mayor Matt Bemrich.
Boss, man, top dog, big cheese, the head honcho.
Call now. 515-955-1400.
Time's running out to win $1,000 a day for life from Publishers Clearinghouse. Enter at PCH.com and you and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance to win $1,000 a day for life on October 31st. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 10/28. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Your news, your town, your station. KVFD News when it breaks.
From the Jerry Sheeter Newsroom, I'm Rob Jones. The campaign tour for President Trump rolled into Fort Dodge on Wednesday. President Trump was not with staffers as they made a stop at Trolley Center on Central Avenue. However, senior campaign advisor Eric Branstad was leading the charge. Here he is talking about the reason for the tour stop.
And we are out spreading the message and sharing and showing people exactly all of the promises that the president has made and all of the promises kept. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're out talking to Iowans.
Branstad says that President Trump and his administration is very focused on helping farmers in Iowa bounce back after a difficult year.
The president is focused on farmers. He has already delivered that.